Welcome back to my channel. My name's Melanie and I make videos about living in Copenhagen and Denmark and also about sustainability. But today's video is an accompaniment to the one that I made last week about vintage shopping in Nørrebro, where I went around some second-hand shops, etc. You can find the video up above and watch that. But what I wanted to talk about today was actually the finds that I've discovered during the time that I've been doing a lot more second-hand and vintage shopping, which has probably been over the last year, but more sustained over the last sort of 4 to 5 months. But first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about where my vintage shopping journey began, and it wasn't just in the last year or so. When I was a student, I mentioned it in the other video, but when I was a student, I used to go to a shop called Club Movement in Swansea. All my friends went there. We would get different kinds of things like shirts and corduroy jeans and lots of clothes that fitted in with the kind of Britpop era, but were cheap. I mean, that was the main reason why we went there, I guess, because it was cheap. But one of the things I was remembering was I had a skirt, which I've got just here, and I'm just going to put it off the rack next to me. I bought this mini skirt from Club Movement probably in 1994, and I used to wear it every weekend when I went to gigs, I went clubbing. I know this is probably an alien thing to girls at the moment of that age, you know, to have something that I'm wearing every single weekend. I'd wear it with different band t-shirts. I even remember wearing this to a Sleeper concert in Cardiff, and I wore this, and I remember buying the Sleeper t-shirt and just putting it on. It didn't really go with the skirt, but I didn't care because I just loved this skirt and I loved how it looked. So that was one of the things that I got. And the summer after that, back in the day in Topshop in Oxford Street, the whole of the bottom section used to have a vintage shop down there. And I remember hearing about this. I don't know how I heard about it. Social media didn't exist then, but I heard about this and I went with my friends from university, and I was so happy that I found this suede jacket, which I'm going to show you. My friends were really jealous. They really wanted it as well. That was a coat hanger falling. They really wanted it, but I got there first. I mean, you can see from the label inside, that this is pretty vintage. Even then, when I bought it, it's French and it's soft and it's suede, and I loved it, and I love green. And I remember wearing this all the time in my last year at university and when I was doing my master's degree. In fact, I had my passport, not my passport photo, my student ID taken wearing this jacket, and I just love it. It still smells really kind of vintagey, maybe old, I don't know. I just really love it, and I still have this now. I don't actually wear it very often, but I still have it. And a couple of years ago, I also found a few interesting pieces, which are just down here. One, which I actually got at a flea market, it's from H&M, but it's a sparkly kind of jacket, which I guess you could wear if you went on a night out, but I used to, or do wear it, with kind of like a grey t-shirt or something like I've got on now, and wear it over the top if I'm going out for the evening, like when I've been to conferences or something like that. It just makes you stand out, so that it's cool, it's funky, it's bright, and I really love that. So that's something that's been hanging in my wardrobe for probably the last 5 years or so, and I wear it periodically. And the other one, which is another, you may see a pattern, I do like sparkles here. I got this from a now closed down vintage shop in Vesterbro, and I saw it on their Instagram actually, and I thought, I just got to have this. It's, you know, it's everything I love. It's rainbow, it's sparkly, the back's gold, and I tend to wear this when I go to any kind of Christmas do, any kind of event. Again, I get that out and always get loads of compliments for it, because it is quite bright and sparkly, but it's not too much sort of in your face. So they were some things that I got some time ago, but I actually want to show you things that I've got over the last few months. Now, a lot of these have come from Lidkøb, the place that I wrote about where I've been selling my things. So I'm selling things but also getting things while I'm there. But I'm sort of thinking, what am I missing in my wardrobe? What do I want? And finding the things in there. So I thought I'd kind of go through some of the ones that I've found in Lidkøb over the last few months. Now, one of them is this jacket. It's a bit geek chic with the elbow patches on it, but I've been seeing a few people wearing these kind of jackets, vintagey second-hand ones, and I've been looking out for one, and I saw this actually at the weekend in Lidkøb, and it was 40 crowns. So that's, you know, let's just make it easy, about £4. So I was really happy with that. It's from Mango. It's in really good condition, so I was very happy with that one. Also from Lidcube, another jacket that I got. This one is an H&M jacket, so I'm not especially going for, you know, expensive brands. These are fast fashion brands, but it's keeping them in the cycle. So this is another jacket. Now, these are quite nice, these jackets that I've bought, because if I go for meetings with any clients or anybody that I need to look a little bit smarter for, but don't want to wear a suit or anything because that's not my style, then these jackets are really nice. And they're also nice in the spring to wear with jeans as well, for just, you know, a light jacket to wear. So they were two. I think this one was about 70 crowns, so that wasn't an awful lot. Then I will show you, they're all sort of lined up here, so I'll go through them. This is a little blouse. I bought this in a charity shop. I really like it. You can see it's kind of got pattern on it, but it's also got a little bit of sparkle. So that's a nice one, sort of spring, summertime. I don't know the brand from where it's from, but that was probably only about 30 or 40 crowns. So that's a nice little addition to my wardrobe. I also like wearing dresses. Sometimes I wear them with a jumper over the top, sometimes just as they are. Now, this one was another Lidcube find. It's from a shop called Object here. It's a Danish brand. Not a particularly expensive one, but I think I paid, again, around 70 crowns for this. I tend to, if they're not a fancy brand, if they're not a brand that I know are quite expensive, then I'm not really going to spend a lot more than maybe 70, 80 crowns on something. So that's just like a kind of button through type shirt dress. Probably could do with a belt on it. I've worn it under a jumper, which kind of brings it in at the waist, but that could probably do with a belt. And on the same day, this was somewhat of a spontaneous purchase, I didn't try it on, was this spotty dress with a high neck. I've worn this, I wore this to my son's best friend's brother's birthday party, and I felt really nice in it. It was sort of casual to wear to a kid's birthday party, but made it look like I'd made a little bit of an effort. Again, I don't think I spent more than about 40 crowns on this. It's from H&M. But it was in Lidcube. It was in just the general racks where people just sort of load them up themselves, not in the premium section. But that was a dress that I really liked, and I've been wearing that quite a bit since I got it. This one fell on the floor. You saw this one in the video when I was going around the charity shops in Nuremberg. That was just the check shirt that I bought there. And again, I think that was about 40 crowns. You have to look back on the video, but I think that was about 30 or 40 crowns. So that was a good deal, and it's really soft and it's really lovely. We're almost at the end here. I'm saving the best to last actually on this rack. These trousers, now they do look a little bit like they're jodhpurs and I'm going riding, but I've noticed a lot of people at the moment wearing these kind of check trousers, and I've seen them in the shops, but they're all a bit the same, and I didn't really want to go and buy something just from H&M or somewhere like that everybody was going to be wearing at the moment. Now this is from H&M, and it's from one of their collaborations, their Studio Autumn Winter 2017. So these are 3 years old, but you wouldn't know it. They're in great condition. There's no tears or anything on them. And I wonder whether the person who put them in the shop is somewhat regretting it now. Now they're sort of back in fashion. But I really like those. They're really nice. They've got a slight bit of a kind of kick at the ankle, but they're nice fitted trousers. Again, something that I can wear if I go to a meeting or I want to look a little bit smarter. So that was those. And then the very last thing that I wanted to show you was the one I was most happy with. Now, some of you might be familiar with the brand Gani. It's a Danish brand and it's pretty pricey, but really nice styles, really nice clothes. Somewhere that I wouldn't be able to necessarily go and buy something from just on a casual basis. So when I saw this Gani blouse that was also in Lidcube, I think this was a little bit more. I think this was probably about 120, something like that, or maybe 150. It wasn't a huge price, but I knew that it was something that I would wear if I was going out, or even just sort of in the spring with jeans. And I'm really happy with that. It's barely been worn. I'm not sure why the person who donated, or not donated, put it up for sale did so, but it's really pretty. So I'm very happy with that one there. So I think most of all of this coming together has probably not added up to much more than 500 crowns of clothes there. But it's put an injection into my wardrobe. I've lost a little bit of weight and I don't have so many clothes that perhaps fit me at the moment. So it's nice to get some things that are going to fit me, that I like and make me feel good. So they were some bargains that I got, and I just wanted to show you those so you can see what you can get from these shops. And to be fair, I'm not really somebody who goes searching through, looking through a lot. I tend to just skim and have an idea in my mind about what I want to look for. So they're the ones that I found in the shops. I've also been to some clothing swaps and have some things that I've got from clothing swaps, blouses, vest tops, that sort of thing. But these are the ones that I'm really happy that I've got. And I think it shows that, you know, they've gone to somebody who really wanted them, rather than just going into sort of a big pit of donated clothes. I've gone out and I've looked for those and I've been very, very happy with them. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like seeing the things that I've managed to get hold of. If you live in Copenhagen, these kind of things could be yours as well, just by spending a little bit of time in shops like Lidcube, those charity shops that I went around in Nørrebro, also ones in Vesterbro, but just any ones in your area. If you're kind of focused on what you're looking for, it really, really helps. So as I say, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do subscribe so you don't miss any more, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.